Taylor Swift's world has seemingly long been built on the success, sincerity, and power of her lyrics. She's not just a singer, she's a phenomenon that unites millions of fans around the world. However, like any star, she has her own personal life that doesn't always match her perfect image. The recent revelations of her ex-boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, were a real bombshell that broke the calm around Taylor's name. These words have left fans and the press wondering, how true is the image of Taylor that we see on screen and hear in her songs? To understand how the pop star and the British actor got to such dramatic confessions, let's start at the beginning of their story, with the very meeting that promised to be the beginning of a fairy tale. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn met in 2016 in London, and it was the beginning of one of the most mysterious and talked about love stories in the showbiz world. At that time, Taylor was going through a difficult period. After a string of high-profile romances and failed relationships, her name was constantly making headlines. She was looking for peace of mind, someone who could understand and support her without plunging her into more drama. Joe, unlike Taylor, was a little-known British actor just starting out in the industry. His modesty and unassuming nature immediately caught the singer's attention. For her, accustomed to constant publicity, Joe became a breath of fresh air. He did not seek fame and could offer her simple, real communication. Their romance began with a mystery. Taylor, tired of the interference of the press in her personal life, made every effort to keep their relationship a secret. For a year, the couple skillfully avoided unnecessary attention, appearing together only at private events and trying not to attract the attention of the paparazzi. However, in 2017, Taylor released the album Reputation, in which fans immediately noticed many hints about her new lover. The songs, delicate and gorgeous, became real anthems of their love. The tracks spoke of the trembling feelings that began during a difficult period for her. Although Taylor never gave Joe's name, listeners had no doubt that these songs were dedicated to him. It was her subtle but sincere admission that she had found a man with whom she was comfortable and at ease. Their affair lasted 6 years, and to many it seemed to be a model of a mature, harmonious relationship. Joe Alwyn, known for his restraint and desire to stay out of the spotlight, perfectly complemented the bright and public Taylor Swift. Together, they lived in London, enjoying peace and privacy, away from the noisy American social life. Taylor, accustomed to constant attention, found in Joe the rare support she so desperately needed. "Joe has always been my rearguard," she confessed to friends. He was someone she could talk to about anything, someone who could listen, not just talk. In return, Taylor helped him believe in himself and actively supported his career ambitions. Throughout the years, Taylor dedicated many songs to Joe where she shared her admiration and tender feelings. The album's Lover and Folklore literally breathe romance inspired by their relationship. On tracks Invisible String and Peace, she sang about the deep bonds they shared and the challenges they faced because of her fame. But, as is often the case, even the strongest of relationships can run into problems. By 2023, the couple faced challenges that they didn't talk about publicly at first. According to people close to them, busy schedules and differences in their visions for the future began to put cracks in their union. Joe, being a less public person, wanted to keep things quiet and stable, while Taylor, at the peak of her career, was going deeper and deeper into her colorful and intense world. These differences gradually led to estrangement, and their harmony began to fade. In early 2023, rumors began to appear in the press more and more often that something was going wrong in the relationship of Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. At that time, Taylor was at the top of her career. Her album Midnights was a worldwide hit, and the massive Eras Tour attracted the attention of millions of fans. Joe, on the other hand, was seeking a more sedate life away from the cameras and public attention. Insiders claim that the main cause of tension in the couple was their different views on the future. Taylor, who has repeatedly talked about her desire to start a family, was ready for the next step in the relationship. However, Joe, who had always avoided too much attention, was not ready for the kind of public role that living next to Taylor would entail. Joe felt like he was constantly in the shadow of her fame, a source revealed. It was hard for him to see their private life discussed in the media, especially when her songs hinted at their relationship. It created extra pressure that he couldn't handle. Adding to that was the fact that the couple's schedules were becoming less and less compatible. Taylor was completely absorbed in her tour, traveling the world, while Joe sought to maintain stability and calm in his life. In the spring of 2023, it was reported that the couple had officially ended their relationship. It was reported that the breakup was amicable and the parties remained on friendly terms. However, it soon became clear that this outward harmony hid deeper disagreements. Joe Alwyn's recent statements shed light on the fact that behind closed doors, their relationship was accompanied by tension, misunderstandings, and emotional difficulties. These revelations revealed that their breakup was not as easy as it seemed at first glance. For the couple's fans, it was an unexpected twist that sparked a wave of discussions. And now we come to the most important thing, the words of Joe Alwyn, which stirred not only Taylor Swift fans, but also the entire entertainment industry. After months of silence, he decided to break his silence and share his version of what went wrong in their relationship. In his recent interview, Joe made some loud statements that left no one indifferent. One of them concerned how Taylor used their romantic relationship as inspiration for her songs. "She used to turn our private moments into a play. I felt like a character in her story rather than a real partner," the actor admitted. Joe also noted that it was hard for him to be in the spotlight, especially when Taylor's fans started making theories based on the lyrics of her songs. "Every time a new album came out, I felt like I was being looked at under a microscope all over again. It was unbearable," he added. For many, these words came as a shock. Taylor Swift is known for her music, often being inspired by personal experiences, and fans adore her for her sincerity. However, Joe claims that in their relationship, that sincerity turned into a tool that he felt manipulated public opinion. "I'm tired of being the villain in her stories," he stated. His words caused a storm of discussion among fans. On the one hand, many agreed that using her personal life and creativity can be tricky for her partners. On the other, Taylor's loyal fans came to her defense, arguing that her music has always been a way to express feelings, not a tool to be attacked. This statement by Joe was the catalyst for a new debate. Where is the line between private life and public art? And has Taylor really turned her relationship into a source of inspiration, forgetting about boundaries? The questions remain open. Joe Alwyn's most high-profile statement was a reference to Taylor Swift's alleged addiction problems. In the interview, he hinted that behind the scenes of her glittering career and flawless image, there were serious difficulties she experienced throughout their relationship. "It was hard for me to watch the person I love lose control of their life. The fame and the constant pressure of the industry is exhausting to the max. It's not easy to bear, even if you're one of the most successful people in the world," Joe said, adding that he has tried to help Taylor deal with these issues on more than one occasion. These words caused a real explosion on social networks and media. Taylor's fans split into two camps. One categorically denied the accusations, claiming that Joe is just trying to use Taylor's name to draw attention to himself. "Taylor has always been an example of strength and resilience. This is just an attempt to smear her name," fans wrote on Twitter. Others, however, began to question the pressures a star of Taylor's stature faces. If this is true, then maybe we're seeing the result of constantly chasing success and being under scrutiny forever, some users pondered. Joe's supporters argue that his words are not just an attempt to hit back at his ex-lover, but rather a desire to shine a light on the dark sides of the industry. However, his critics believe that such statements should be backed up by facts and not remain unsubstantiated. Taylor has yet to comment on Joe's words, which only fuels interest in the topic. Her silence is seen by fans as a sign of dignity, but the public is still waiting for her reaction. As is usually the case, the public instantly split into two camps, reacting to Joe Alwyn's statements. The first camp is Taylor's loyal fans, who did not doubt her sincerity and fortitude for a second. They categorically rejected Joe's words, deeming them an attempt to damage her reputation. "He just couldn't stand her success. Taylor has always been above such attacks," wrote one user on Twitter. "I will say this, Joe is just another stepping stone on the path to her greatness. She'll get over it, as always," adds another. The second camp are those who took a more neutral approach to the situation, pondering how fame can have a devastating effect on a person. These commentators believe that even superstars like Taylor can have a hard time dealing with the pressure. If her experiences did take place, it's important to remember that she's human. She needs sympathy, not judgment, one user notes. Fame is not only a success, but also a huge burden. No one should have to go through it alone, writes another. As of now, Taylor Swift has not commented in any way on the accusations from Joe, but her fans are confident that she will find a way to respond, as she has in the past. Many recall her interviews where she said the songs were her way to get justice and deal with her own emotions. She won't get into open conflict. Taylor responds through her music, and that's her superpower, says one fan. Experts note that such scandals can both harm and benefit Taylor's career. On the one hand, her impeccable image could suffer. On the other, interest in her work can only increase if she turns this situation in her favor. Now the spotlight is on Swift. How will she respond? Through an album, a statement, or will she just leave it at that? No matter how events unfold,